Thanks, RJ, for hopping on this call and talking to me about our communications problems here at the Science Integrity Branch.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we have a lot of problems here, like I'm sure you know about. I just feel like our communications are not good.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that there's just different things and challenges with our communications, and it's just not letting us effectively operate at just an optimal state.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you know, we have five different units that we're trying to talk to all the time and talk to each other. Like last week, I sent emails to the different unit leads with different instructions for things to do. People were re-forwarding to them each other, things were getting lost, emails were deleted, and we missed a deadline.
Yeah, I do remember receiving one of those emails, and I just remember getting so many other urgent emails from just different some of the different country offices, so it just kind of got lost in the run of things, and I do feel really bad about missing that deadline.
Yeah, that was really bad. You are awful. I think that missing deadlines is probably one of the biggest problems that we're having here is people just aren't paying attention to when things are due and the dates are getting lost. It's frustrating. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I completely agree.
Well, I mean, speaking of the different country offices that you're getting requests from, that's another thing that we're dealing with is that there's no standard communications to the countries. I mean, people are just responding to things via email, some are casual, some are trying to be more formal, some reply with phone calls. It's just all over the place. We don't look good as a branch when we're sending them all these different things.
Yeah, I think we really need to just figure out and brainstorm some different solutions that we can do to really tackle some of these approaches.
Yeah, I think it's hard to brainstorm though because it feels like we don't come together. Like everyone, all the different units are doing their own separate things and we don't come together that often. Like I don't hear the funding unit talking to the publications unit about what they're working on. And I feel like they're working on the similar things sometimes, so there's duplicate work.
Yeah, I agree. What are some things that we can do to address some of that problems?
I don't know. So I guess like the three big things are that there's no collaboration between the different units. There's no standard communications to the different country offices coming from this branch. And we're missing deadlines. Is there anything else that you think is like a big thing, or are those like the three big ones?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Those are probably the three big buckets of challenges that we're really receiving on this communication front.
You're a really good yes man, RJ. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, I don't know. What do you think in our. I mean, what can we do? What are some ideas?
Well, I think with in terms of trying to get a standard communications front and not getting those not missing those deadlines. One thing we can do is really focus on figuring out a standard for how we're going to format and send these emails. I think that if we have a more structured approach of how we're formatting these subject lines and how we're formatting these
Yeah.
emails, I think that people will know which emails to prioritize. I think that as we get a lot of things that just say urgent, and we have so many things that are urgent, it doesn't really
Oh,
let us
that's true.
prioritize.
Yeah, we
I
could
think,
have like a definitions for like, what's urgent, what's not.
yeah, and we can also, so basically in the subject line, kind of give the ask. So if it's like review needed, if it's for your information, if it's meeting requested, and then also put the deadline in the subject line. So like review requested by this date, and then give a couple words about what the actual email is about in the subject. I think that would help in terms of the communications front of making sure that people are getting to the email prior to the deadline that's
Oh yeah,
addressed
that
to the
would work
body.
out well. I mean, if we have like that standard email template, I mean, that would work on the deadlines and the communications outside of the branch. That could be a good one to bring up too, or work on two problems.
Yeah, um, I think that could help address some of those. I still think that we need to do some work on identifying ways to really help the collaboration um, across the different branches. So I think that we do need to keep brainstorming on that.
Yeah, I mean, we could do like a weekly meeting or like a daily meeting or a monthly meeting. It's all these different meetings. We could do like a newsletter blast to everyone. I don't know. What do you think would be like too much or too little?
Yeah. So my only thing is, I think just a newsletter blast is just going to fill people's inboxes a little bit too much, and I think
Oh,
that we
yeah,
already
yeah.
have a problem with so much going to people's inboxes, people missing certain things. I just don't think that would be the most effective way. Um,
True.
I
Should we
think,
hire somebody else just to deal with all the incoming emails? Do we have the budget for that? I don't think we have the budget for that. We shouldn't do that. Keep
yeah,
going.
I'm not quite sure if we have the budget for that. I'm just a lowly team level person.
That's true. You are nothing.
um, but yeah, I think a meeting could help. I just we just need to be really cognizant of the frequency of that meeting. I just know that for me, I'm always just pressed for time, and I know that although those meetings can be super helpful, I can't necessarily get work done during those meetings. So if I just continually have meetings throughout the day, there's just no time to get the work done that I need to get.
That's true. Yeah, so maybe like a bi-weekly meeting, that could be pretty cool. Like get everyone together and at the next meeting we could talk about how we want to do the standard email template. What about like a shared calendar for deadlines too? Because it could hold people accountable for when things are coming up.
Yeah, I think that could be really, really helpful.
Okay. So like our solutions then we're thinking we could do bi-weekly meetings, the standard email template that has like the very clear subject line, required action, due date, and then like explanation. And then the third thing is a shared calendar.
Yeah, I think that would be really, really helpful. I think that those would be really good first steps of really shoring up our communications.